Welcome back to WGLNA. Here we are, ready for match number 3 of Turtle Police versus Bear Huggers. And we have the face-off ready to go, I believe, so we'll jump to that when both commanders are ready. And this is going to be a crazy match because these guys have both taken one game off Fulcrum Gaming. They have declared to the world that Fulcrum can bleed. We have Getty from Bear Huggers and Lord Commander from Turtle Police. Getty, I'm going to start with you. First off, congratulations on being the team that replaced Pub Stars. We're excited to have you here. How does it feel to be participating in Season 1 of League Play for World of Tanks?
Well, it's kind of surprising. We're a rather inexperienced tournament team, so we're kind of working to get things together, so to speak, and just happy to be here, really.
Yeah, you guys were added kind of last minute, so again, we appreciate your participation in this league, and it's kind of tough when you're like, oh, hey, you want to be in a league and win $100,000? Yeah, sure, let me get all my people together that we fought in the Major League Championship Series. So we look forward to you and your matches. Up against Turtle Police, is this a team that you've fought before? Have you guys skirmished before? Do you have any history with this team?
Not that I'm aware of. I've only participated in tournaments for maybe the past month. So if they're a regular tournament team, I'm not entirely aware of it.
Okay, and finally, Bear Huggers, Getty, do you have any words for your opponents before the match starts?
Good luck, and may the long-haired hippie friends of Jesus be with you.
Thanks, man.
All right, Getty, thank you. Lord Commander Turtle Police, the leader of Turtle Police. We've had you on Face-Off a number of times now, still looking handsome as ever. First off, you have no victories yet under your belt. Unfortunately, you lost 1-3 against Fulcrum and 1-3 against Simple Tankers. Have you made any adjustments to turn it around here as you get prepared for Bear Huggers?
I certainly hope so, yeah.
And with your lineup, you do have 10 people registered. Have you been switching out the different people that you've had on your team, or have you been consistent with the 7 people on the battlefield?
We've been switching them out.
Okay. And finally, before we start this match, do you have any words for Getty before we start this off?
Good luck also.
Okay. And to confirm who has the higher seed, Turtle Police has the higher seed. So Turtle Police, please call it in the air. Heads or tails for the coin flip?
Heads.
He's going to go heads. Let's flip the coin. It is tails, which means, Getty, you will choose the map. What is your map selection?
We're going to defer.
He's going to defer. Lord Commander, what is your map selection?
Do Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka will be the map. Getty, what is your position on Prokhorovka, north or south?
North.
They're going to take north. It'll be Prokhorovka, Getty taking the north. Best of luck to you gentlemen in the match.
Thank you.
All right, great face-off there between the two. So manner, so nice. So nice between them. I actually look forward to meeting all these players in person. You know, if we have 16 teams, if 8 of the 16 teams obviously aren't going to make it to Vegas, I really hope they do come out because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, these two teams have a lot of work to go in order for them to qualify for the top 8. Obviously, both of them are winless. So it's a tough position. Obviously, one of them will pick up a win here. Well, potentially.
I hope
pick
so.
up a win.
Yeah.
It could
if
be
it's
a draw.
If it's a draw, it's 1 match point instead of 3 match points.
And if they both draw out here, chances for making it into the top 8 are ridiculously low.
Isn't it crazy that we're at the end of week number 1 and there's only 2 more weeks left of league play to determine what's going to happen? If there are some ties in league play, we will have the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just that close.
Torp, go ahead and break down for me.
Tank fest for one team.
Not
so much the other team. Turtle Police sporting 4 AMX 1390s and a single WZ-132. But the other side, we have 2 T-32s. What? Yes, I said T-32s. We've seen it before.
I'm down.
And then a Jag Panther 2. We also have an AMX 1390, a T-71, and a T2 Light. Wah, wah, woo, wah.
This is what we saw.
That's interesting. The T2 Light, instead of having a T1 and a Tier 8. That's really weird.
The T-32 play we saw of Cazadores versus Scurryhard, and Scurryhard was able to win an out in a 3-2 victory against Cazadores because Cazadores pushed into those T-32s. But we do have a tank destroyer on the side of Bear Huggers. This is it that ISU?
No, it is a Jag Panther 2.
It's a Jag Panther 2.
So
just as you said, Great Torp, sorry, I was looking at my notes here. A Jag Panther 2. This is a tank I have not played at all yet.
It mounts the same gun that you can get on the mouse. So just right there. Well, a TD version of that gun. I'll gotta clarify there
Yes,
a little
there's
bit
no
more.
movable
It's
turret.
it's not the same exact gun, just TD version. It's gonna hit so hard. Here's the problem though. Turtle Police can't push into it, and Bear Huggers isn't going to be able to catch Turtle Police if they don't want to. So Turtle Police has so much mobility, but Bear Huggers has a totally different outlook on this whole map. I don't think we're going to see this go very far unless Getty drops. So what'll have to happen is Getty's going to need to drop in order for Turtle Police to begin abusing any kind of position, because without eyes, Bear Huggers, it'll be a slow, painful death for them.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't push in until Getty's dead.
Yeah,
so that's what this whole map hinges on.
Why would Turtle Police even want to push into that? Why would they even want to cross the train tracks if they know they have a tank destroyer and even two T-32s that if they're in a great hold down position, which there are some positions on this map that allow that, it's just walking into death pretty much for Turtle Police.
It's suicide. So that's why you're going to see Turtle Police take
I
up
know
the
you
current
guys
position.
are saying it's suicide,
Huh?
but this here, I'm going to disagree a little bit, and the only reason why I'm disagreeing is because the T-71 and the T2 Light, I really, really disagree with those two picks when you're bringing in a Jagdpanther too. I understand the T-32s obviously can dish out a lot of damage. The Jagdpanther, it's great alpha. But directly after that, you have nothing to support them. Normally it's a T-69 to support, maybe two T-69s. But they have an AMX-1390, a completely squishy tank, and then a T-71 that does okay output. It's not really that great. And the T2 Light, which is only to win, in my opinion, the T1 against T2 battle.
You're totally right there. The T2 Light's here just to kill T1s. It's one of those things that's like, if you want to kill the other guy's T1 and you know you're going to fight him one-on-one,
Yeah.
bring a T2 Light. You're going to kick his butt, and you're just going to win that fight.
So that being said, I feel like if we have Bear Huggers moving into the west side, they're actually going to win out. And it's really clear what they have to do. They kill the AMX-1390, they get around the Jagdpanther, they always make it very incredibly difficult, and they actually focus him down and run away. As soon as they run away, they come back for the T-32s for another huge burst down.
Problem here is if you want to charge into a Jagdpanther 2 and two T-32s,
they're going to kill one.
you're going to lose one before you can start the engagement. So what has to happen is you have to kill something else. You have to kill that 1390 because he's going so far south.
Well, that's the thing. First kill the AMX-1390 because that's a lot of burst. Then the Panther to stop that alpha from happening again.
Ooh, here it is, actually. This is the point where they kill the T-71. Bao Bao is maybe 150 meters away from Getty. This is the point where if Getty goes down, this could be the point where Turtle Police is able to really turn the match on its head and maybe get aggressive.
But no shots have connected, and they're still able to spot Bao Bao as he's going to turn to the right. They have 3 tanks spotted on the side of Bear Huggers. Turtle Police now spreading across, not pushing all the way in. Bear Huggers moving back into the forest like a scared bear here as the T-32s lined up just across that road for any shots they can get, but nothing lining up here, no connections whatsoever.
Yeah, that was the exact moment they needed, and they almost had it. It was right there. If Getty had gone down, some tanks had stopped just to take those shots and they'd gotten them, that would have been it. Like, I would have said right there, that's the chance for Turtle Police to get their kills and start really tightening the noose that they could set. And just, we could get 8 points. That's all they need, really, just to win it.
Shout out to Ninja Moose 234. With hair like that, there's no way Turtle Police can lose. Thank you, Ninja Moose. All a reminder to everybody, make sure to send us your tweets at WGLNA or be participants in the chat, having a lot of fun. And also make sure to bet on the different matches because the leaderboard will distinguish who will get some great prizes here. And now we're seeing a spread of Turtle Police. We have half of their team in the F6 section just next to those railroads. 3 of the light tanks now in the J2, J3, K3, K2 area. And they're going to be pushing on the other side of the road now. One of them is going to get spotted here pretty soon. And those, nope, he stopped. I thought he was going to keep going here. But no tank spotted
He's just going to line up some shots and get ready for the eventual T1 to be spotted. And there we have the T-71 out in the open again. And there's great crossfire, let me tell you. Still not going to be able to connect any shots.
One does connect.
Okay, that's going to help. But still, I mean, this T-71...
Are you frustrated?
I don't know. I am very frustrated with it. I just feel like it doesn't accomplish any main goals. I'm trying to really find a reason to have the T-71 in conjunction with the Jagdpanther, And I'm just not piecing it together, Rukil.
If they were being more aggressive, I'd say it's a great choice. But since Bear Huggers doesn't seem intent on actually taking more than a quarter of the map under their control, I think it's a poor choice. I don't think this is a really great lineup unless you're expecting something aggressive. A Lord Commander does get spotted here. He's probably going to go down.
Yep, and he does. Rui in the T-32 takes down Lord Commander in that T-31 and a one-shot, one-kill. But Protector of the Realm trades some blows against that T-2 Light.
Yes, and that is a pretty nice advantage. I mean, the whole advantage of getting that T-2 is to take out, your opponent's T-1. All of a sudden, you have that trade, and now you have a T-71 that is doing a ridiculously small portion of the potential DPM that you can have with an AMX 1390, with a WZ 132, or even with another T-32. You're losing a ton just in that one tier point alone.
But is that DPM added on to the tank destroyer, or is it because of the reload time and because it's so slow, you lose out more rather than having a maybe beefier active scout?
No, I think the Jagdpanther 2 isn't necessarily a bad choice. It's just the way they're employing it. Most teams haven't been employing their tank destroyers aggressively enough, I think. And that could be something they could do. But if you're going to play defensively like this with a tank destroyer, you're asking for a draw. That's all you want. You're just saying draw, and we'll go on to the next map. And that could be a choice, actually. Bear Huggers could be saying, I don't want to play Prokhorovka. Please move on to the next map.
Could be a very viable choice, and they thought, let's just throw a T-71 in there for kicks and giggles as it's going to move around.
Getty.
Whoa, that T-31 Parrot 1 is able to scout. Getty, Bao, the WZ-132 could line up a shot. He does, but misses. Getty goes back to the T-32s right behind the bushes.
Parrot 1 is way in here.
Whoa, and he goes down. It is now tied up 40 and 40 on the tier points at this time. Through T-32, Lestat taking some hits himself. Really,
oh, my goodness.
Backing up as well. Lestat, 784. However, it looks like they lost the scout position. Memory Leak still firing off some shots.
He's still taking
there.
hits. He's down to 491 at this point. Ooh, 232. He's down to 232.
Wow, these are all blind shots coming out from Bear Huggers. Really, really exceptional play.
Yeah, this is where scouts are better on open maps like this. You scout the enemy out. Heavies aren't fast enough to avoid this kind of fire, so you can do this kind of blind shots. Ooh, I think I still see some more blind shots coming in. Lestat, I want to see if he's critted on anything. He's only got damage.
Lestat might go down here, lining up a shot.
Bao, shots fired. Shot went over Bao to try to hit Roy. Did not hit. Those ones hit Roy, though. 1302 at a 1550 now. Both the T-32s have been hit. And now Turtle Police is going to slowly crawl like a turtle, getting closer. JG Panther.
Yeah, Jagdpanther taking a lot of damage here, but no return fire. Look at the top left-hand portion.
Boggan's down to 187.
Oh my God, Boggin not going to be able to do anything in this game, and down he goes.
Stay on target is what they do, and the T8 has gone down on the side of Bear Huggers, and now they are flipping it around. The WZ-132 Bao cruising around the AMX 1390. He does get some hits against the other AMX 1390. Oh, shots fired again, but it cruises over. Bao trying to line up the shot, does not hit. But one more hit on Static, and he will go down. However, 38 seconds left on the clock. The tier point difference is 8 at this time in favor of Turtle Police.
Down he goes. A gigantic advantage now over on the side for Bear Huggers. They can just completely withdraw from this area. They don't need to engage. They can engage if they want to, but it's completely unnecessary with 20 seconds left on the clock. Don't even give your opponents that chance, unlike, honestly, what Sim did on Himmelsdorf yesterday.
Yeah, well, Bear Huggers could have had that turtle down position to try to force out a draw between these two. The T1, Getty moving out, and Memory Leak cruising around. 4 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be a victory for Turtle Police here as they do take battle number 1 against Bear Huggers on Prokhorovka.
Next fact number 8. Contrary to popular belief, duckies crew members are killed. Do not float.
Thank you for that tank fact, Rotterdam. Duckies do not float, but they are a fun tank to play. Welcome back to WGLNA as we're going to start off battle number 2 between Turtle Police and Bear Huggers. But first off, battle number 1 did not go in favor of Bear Huggers, even though with their unique lineup, bringing on a Jagdpanther and a T-71 and some other T-32s. They were in a turtle position, part of the pun, but Turtle Police locked them down, man.
Yeah, that was a really good example of using your lights to your advantage. The advantage light tanks have is they don't lose any camo value on the move. Now, the advantage of that is in open maps, you can do more scouting. It's because the thing is, at 300 meters, the light tank might spot the heavy, but the heavy might not necessarily spot the light tank. Now, it might not be exactly 300 meters at which this happens, but my point's, I think everyone out there should understand my point.
Yeah.
What happened there was we actually saw the Turtle Police using their scouting and some nice trading with the T1s, I think, to get some free damage before they applied even more pressure towards the end. They didn't want to risk anything too early. If they'd lost an important scout too early, what could have happened is then a nice push out of the Bear Huggers using their advantage. I think, however, Bear Huggers didn't use their T-32s properly.
Yeah. I do want to mention also, on top of how good the scouts were, their positional advantage that they were able to take, right? They were able to say, let's go down to the southwestern side and give only a quadrant to our opponents. And when you have only a quadrant, guess what? It's a lot easier to line up shots. It's a lot easier to line up blind shots. And we saw blind shots constitute maybe 4 of those shells. 4 of the shells, 4 of the damage. That's 1,000 hit points right there.
Yeah, that was huge.
That's a complete AMX 1390. That is a T-71++. That's almost the Yag Panther. That's a substantial amount of hit points that you're losing to blind shots. That should not happen.
And that T-32 started to get scared, too, because when he realized, uh-oh, wait, they can't hit me. Whoa, whoa, they're still hitting me. And he kept backing up, got away from the bush, had to lose that spot. Already they're on a defensive mode. They're in a retreating defensive mode.
Yeah.
And it just continued to go downhill from there.
Yeah, those T-32s weren't in a very good spot. The T-32 is supposed to be in hull down. If you sit on a hill and you're in the open like that where you can get spotted and then there's no cover to retreat to, nothing to back down into, that's just not proper use of a T-32. They should have been forward somewhere where they can get a hull down, they can peek up and have some kind of map control, where the Yag Panther in the back sniping maybe, kind of like a direct fire artillery piece. They didn't do that, and it's really what lost them that game.
But it's still anybody's game, though. And the next map is going to be on steps. Bear Huggers and Turtle Police are still qualified to be here. They are our top 16 teams in North America, and I look forward to seeing the different type of play they're going to have on a different type of map. It's a little bit more open. Well, compared to city maps, it's more open. Let's go ahead and take a look at steps.
Ladies and gentlemen, Turtle Police is up 1-0 in this best-of-5 series. 3 AMX 1390s from both teams, a T69 and a WZ-132 over on the side of Turtle Police. 2 WZ-132s will support over on Bear Huggers. So definitely just that T69 in favor of the WZ-132. We'll see how it goes in this battle number 2.
That's right on steps, and already getting a lineup. Whoa, Bear Huggers pushing in past the G line now and moving into the F1 quadrant on the map. Turtle Police are in a great position to stop that advancement, and now we're going to see this WZ-132, and the other tank's firing across. Bear Huggers might have bit off more than they can chew, because now Roy is taking way too much damage, and he's going to have to back out of there. AMX 1390 about to go down, and there's the first blood on the side of Turtle Police, taking down Bear Huggers Roy. And that AMX 1390.
Yeah,
huge mistake right here at the beginning. You see Bear Huggers hesitating the second they get into the engagement. That was a moment when they needed to go forward. Turning around in the open was the one angle. That was the one angle that they had, and you had it extended by seconds to the point where we lost the tank.
They're also down in HP. If you turn around, you're basically saying, I'm going to just stop and not, I'm going to trade out this HP for nothing, and also incur a little bit more damage directly after that. And of course, you're always going to have the disadvantage at that point. Now the second AMX 1390 almost gets killed. Getty only with one more shot to go until he's dead. But a little bit of crossfire going to just pave the way for his retreat. I think Bear Huggers need to back up from here. But what do they really do after this position?
I think they're in a tough place. It's too tough for you to really just make a move that's too deliberate. It's going to have to be a mistake on the side of Turtle Police. They're going to have someone peek out a little too far, and that will be the moment that Bear Huggers has to try and capitalize on. If Turtle Police makes a mistake right here, that's when Bear Huggers gets the advantage and might get enough momentum to really turn it around. Everyone looks to be reloading who is an autoloader right now, so I think what we're seeing is we're going to see about 30 seconds here of an avoidance of fighting. Oh, Colonel Angus actually going to find Protector of the Realm here and miss a shot. That was one of those shots I was just talking about, one of those little mistakes that could have been capitalized on.
Yeah, Lestat moving a little bit closer now. They were able to take down both of the Tier 1s, so the 8-point difference has now been negated. It's 34 points versus Turtle Police's 40. And Lestat taking a shot against Memory League is able to land the hit, it looks like. And Memory League has to back out of there. Colonel Angus now just at the south side of this section on the map here, just below that ridge. Now, Bear Huggers, Turtle Police, it's almost even with the HP. However, I think Turtle Police has a little bit more. But because of that, Bear Huggers, if they get 2 Alpha Strikes and then back up, they will even it out. But Akiyama gets a kill against Rodney Dangerfield. Now that evens up a little bit closer. The amount of tanks that have been destroyed, 2 and 2.
Taking shots from a Pyro will go down over here. Now Static is probably going to start getting shot at. There are, I don't know where that fire is coming on.
Getty is firing from way downtown, and F5 gets 2 good hits on a Pyro. Actually lights a Pyro on fire for a moment, but he has an auto fire extinguisher, so he puts that right out.
Awesome. T1s are trying to cap as we speak, but one T1 already down. The second T1 is being lined up right now. It will go down, and now it's 2 Tier 8s against 5 Tier 8s.
Yes, Bear Huggers is not in a good place right now. Getty and Colonel Angus, the only ones left alive. Getty, about 10% HP at this time. Colonel Angus at full HP. If he can line up a couple shots, he can maybe try to slow down some of the remaining people on the opposing team. But now it is all up to him, as everyone on the opposing team except Bao Bao and Apayo is maybe about 49% HP, but all less than 50% HP except Bao Bao here. Colonel Angus is going to be on the run for a bit here, as he obviously doesn't want to throw it for his team. But just a couple more shots from Turtle Police. There's one of them. Colonel Angus, however, gets the return fire, taking down Protector of the Realm. Bao Bao from just behind the rock, going to get a shot on him. One more. He's going to go down 11 HP, and Apayo gets the kill against Colonel Angus. That was a quick move in from Bear Huggers, but Turtle Police locked it down, just like you said, Rukill. They needed to go forward where they didn't. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back, we'll talk more about that game and also move into battle number 3 of Turtle Police versus Bear Huggers. Don't go anywhere. This is WGLNA.
Having trouble penetrating an American heavy tank and hull down? Control the high ground and fire down into the commander's hatch. This weak point is the Achilles heel of American heavy tanks.
Welcome back to WGLNA. I think you guys are having a great time because everyone's having fun on chat. Make sure to bet for the teams when you do start off the battles here, because you can accumulate some great points, be on top of the leaderboard, and take home some cool prizes. Also, a lot of cool prizes for everyone joining us at the live finals happening August 17th and 18th. We're going to all be there. We're going to be watching some amazing tank play, I have to say so myself.
That's right. I'm looking forward to this, and we're watching some amazing tank play right now. Turtle Police is up 2-0 over Bear Huggers. Now, I want to talk about mistakes and going into mistakes. And this is something that I'm a firm believer of. It's go big or go home. Turtle Police was in a situation, Bear Huggers was in a position where they went into an area where they were just incurring a lot of damage. And it's of my opinion that you do not want a reset. You need to just go for it at that point. Even if one person makes a mistake, the whole team needs to make this mistake together, because that's going to be the best chance to get back. And a great analogy I always use is in chess. You do not want to start down with your queen out of the game, right? If you lose your queen in the beginning, it's silly to just start thinking at that point. And it's the same thing. If you withdraw with 1,000 less hit points, you're starting with a queen down. You might as well go for it. Continue on with the execution and the initiative that you have, and try to make the best of this situation, because trying to make any reasonable calls after you lose 1,000 hit points, guess what? It's just going to be relying on your opponents to make a gigantic mistake, and you can't rely on that on this level of play.
And it's also how you pinpoint the mistakes as well, because if you make a decision and you execute it, and based on that particular decision or strategy, you execute it perfectly, even though it was maybe the complete wrong choice at that time, at least you can go back and go, okay, I made the wrong choice in this section. Instead of when you execute it and 15 things go wrong, it's tougher to focus on that one mistake you made back at the initial point.
Yeah.
In this map where we saw all of that go wrong, Bear Huggers needed to go forward. After they went forward, where do they go from there?
Forward.
More forward. Yes. So if there were positions that 2 of those 1390s out in the front could have gotten to good cover, and from there maybe set up some crossfire, maybe a flank, but you're not going to do better than that at that point. You've already made your you've already gotten into a bad situation. Maybe not a mistake, just a bad situation, and you've got to dig yourself out of it.
And then let's also realize that Bear Huggers, they were kind of coin flipping at that point. They were saying, hey, there are a lot of teams that set up to take the west side and the east side at the same time and try to zone out, have a couple of tanks. Obviously, if it's 2 tanks against 5 tanks, you're in a big, gigantic advantage. Unfortunately, Turtle Police was in the perfect position to intercept that incoming attack. So it was a little bit of luck.
Maybe an improvement would have been to lead the charge with the T1, so they could have gotten the forward eyes. That's maybe the little thing I could give to Bear Huggers. Lead it maybe with the T1. The T1 can die. It's no big deal at that point.
That's right. Well, it's going to be battle number 3 right now. Turtle Police is up 2-0. This could be match point for them and their first victory of the league so far. The map is going to be on Himmelsdorf. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Here we are on Himmelsdorf, ladies and gentlemen, with Turtle Police sporting 2 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a T-69. Over on the other side, we have the 110s being brought out yet again for Bear Huggers, and 3 AMX 5100s of choice, also the 2 T1s for both teams. In terms of sides, we of course have Turtle Police over on the south side, Bear Huggers on the north.
And we're seeing that western push again. Nobody taking the hill once more on Himmelsdorf. I'm actually kind of sad about that because I love to see that heel play and see who's going to storm the castle. However, we saw some crazy G-line maneuvers of River of Blood versus Cazadores. River of Blood did very, very excellent on that last on that map for that last match that we had. No tanks, I believe, have been scouted. We have one in the center of the courtyard for Bear Huggers going to that no man's land where no one ever hardly goes to because you are completely exposed unless you're right behind a tiny little fountain and you're in a tier 1. Which you could maybe get some scouting positional advantages just for a couple seconds until they find out where you are and get a good shot on you.
I'm not sure it's actually a very good idea to put that T1 there, especially if you're not going to support it.
Yeah,
you see if everyone just looks at the mini map, you see how Bear Huggers in the north here is set up. No one's actually covering the T1. Everyone's off in the northwest, and that T1, if he gets spotted, anyone could flank him and just blow him up. So I really wouldn't have put a T1 out here unless you're going to put some guys along the F line to cover him and take advantage of any vision he gets, because right now he's just going to spot things, and that's for the sake of spotting, which is not optimal.
Now, the main engagement that we should be looking at in the beginning phase is going to be the Parrot one against, who is the other T1? Frizzled?
Yeah, Frizzled is up on the hill.
These two players will meet up eventually.
Yeah, Frizzled is moving forward. He's going to go towards the castle now.
Uh-oh.
How far is he from his little enemy here?
Parrot 1 is still in what is that, G0. So he hasn't moved out yet. He's obviously being very, very timid because he didn't get up here super, super fast. So he knows, okay, there could be 2 T1s up here.
He is spotted. Parrot 1 is spotted.
Yes,
and
sir.
I assume Frizzled is as well.
Both T1s backing up here.
Yes, both of them have been spotted. They are indicated on the minimap. And it's more of a, hey, how you doing? Then backing up out of there before any engage is going to happen. So they know, both teams, that there is one T1 up on the hill.
Smart move from Frizzled. He's just going to leave. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to have this engagement. If you get yourself caught up at the castle as a T1, escape is pretty hard the longer you wait. You want to get out of there as quickly as possible so you can reset that kind of engagement. You don't want to get in that situation. Frizzled knows, and he's made a very smart move of leaving.
So does Parrot 1 be bold with this and say, okay, let me go ahead and take the hill control? Or does he back up from here and just play conservative, knowing that, hey, I still don't know where that other T1 is. This could be a trap. And obviously the other T1 could be like hiding out right behind there, or there could be another tier 8 behind there just waiting for this T1 to come up. I don't know, it's a little bit risky.
I think you've just described exactly what he's thinking. This is all that's going through his head. Is there a tier 1? Is there a tier 8 over there, or is there just a tier 1? Are there 2 tier 1s? Oh, is it a trap?
So this is the big problem, though, coming out of Bear Huggers' positioning. That T1 in the center, as soon as it's spotted out, Parrot 1 knows there's no other T1 on this top, right? So as soon as the T1 in the center is spotted out, Parrot 1's going to move across here. And this is going to be the best trigger ever, or map control. He moves across and says, if there's a tier 8, the rest of my team is going to go charge the western flank. If there isn't a tier 8, I have hill control. All of a sudden, I can set up some mind games. That's awesome for me.
Well, and also in how this map is laid out, you can set up some great bottleneck effects when you can try to bait some of the teams moving down a couple of these alleys. We saw that G line being dominated by River Bluff against Cazadores. Again, they didn't really force them out there because it was one of the approaches, but they just unleashed upon them. And because of that, forcing out the engagement, they were able to get that pincer attack based on their placement. Some shots fired now between the T1 Cunninghams right here, but nothing has landed. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left on the clock. No engagements have really happened yet between these two different teams. But Lord Commander is taking a spot on the Tank Alley section, which is between G and D on that 8 line.
Nothing going on.
No action, though.
I'm actually a little surprised that the other T1 Static hasn't been spotted out at his little fountain in the middle there. It's kind of surprising, actually.
So what do you think about like patrolling with Lord Commander right now? Should he be going back and forth from Tank Alley to maybe even the center? Well, not the super center, but maybe G6 or something like that.
That you could do that if you were him, but the consideration is, will I get spotted, and is there a tier 8 waiting to shoot me when I cross into the open?
And not only that, it's like, what can you really be spotted? This is the only situation where you actually want to be positioned in G8 or G6 rather, for T1s that are caught in the middle. And how many T1s are normally caught in the middle? It's not too common.
Yeah, this is a pretty uncommon spot, and I think that might be what Bear Huggers is going for with this T1. They want to catch someone, and they want to distract them.
Lord Commander, he's doing what I said.
It's like he can hear you or read your mind.
Okay, so Static is spotted in the center. He should go down here. Also, let's see the movement. Oh my God, guys, I'm a brilliant strategist.
You are. You read them like a book.
Parrot 1 is now doing everything what I'm saying. If I can multitask all 7 of these tanks, I would, guys.
You know, I think you could with your amazing APM you have.
Here we go, Parrot 1's lining up the shot.
I do like 200, right? So.
Yeah, all right, so shots fired. Static, is he going to go down? 11 HP, and he does. Parrot 1 and the T1 all the way up at the top next to the castle.
Very nice tandem T1 play right there.
Yes, sir. Yep. Spotting with Lord Commander, shooting with Parrot 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And it was a smart tactic, too, to use the T1 to take it down because it allows the T1 to focus fire and not any of the other auto-loaders to have to reload.
And guys, look at what we have from the tier 8s. They're all bunching up now. This makes a lot of sense. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can go with this. They're choosing to go up this line over here. I'm not a big fan of this. You can obviously incur a lot of hit point loss. But now what they're looking to do is send this AMX 5100, I believe, all the way up to the hill. And what they want to do is sort of converge or try to take even more map control and have triggers for the rest of the 4 tier 8 tanks all the way on the west side.
Yeah, right now.
No, he's going up Tank Alley. Excuse me.
Ooh, Bear Huggers is actually retreating. This could catch that tank moving up the Tank Alley here because they're going to move to the back of their base and they're going to head east.
So why the heck are they doing this? Like, how can they even make these calls if you're Turtle Police?
Well, probably because one, they know where one tank was, and that was shooting from the castle. So they think, well...
No, I'm saying Turtle Police. How are they substantiating this movement all the way up
I was
into
thinking
the
of
north?
Bear Huggers. I don't know.
They feel like they have the control because they've killed a T1, and that T1 control, along with, I think, some pretty decent spotting. That's what I'll say. I think it was pretty good spotting from Lord Commander and good tandem play. Might have just given them that confidence. They know that the entirety of Bear Huggers was in the west, and they felt like they could take a bit of map control right here and begin to kind of tighten on that position and maybe work it out.
All right, well, T1 by Lord Commander, he's going to be taken out right now. Parrot 1 probably going to start engaging against Frizzle. As you can see, he's reverse angling, but I don't think it's the reverse angling we're used to be seeing.
And this is that bottleneck that I was talking about being set up. Now there's only 2 approaches Bear Huggers can take, and now Turtle Police is going to cover both the approaches. T1 goes down from Akiyama. Akiyama's going to fill in from that rear flank from the hill to help with the scouting, but now shots fired from Turtle Police against Bear Huggers. Bear Huggers going to be storming in. Rui, 647 HP. Going to turn the corner here. The IS-3, Bao Bao's like, I don't care, guys. I'm going to take him down. He's going to move past 2 of the autoloaders and move to the right, as the autoloaders are now going to focus down that alley as the IS-3, Big Daddy 0519, is going to brawl with him. 296 HP. One more shot, he's going to go down. But is Big Daddy reloading? Bao Bao now is going to focus on Big Daddy. He's going to focus on the same X50-100 and shut him down.
I actually feel like he should just disregard Big Daddy for now. There's much more important things as Blue Base. Only 12 seconds left. Memory Leak is going to be focused down over here in a little bit. 110s came in. It does reset the cap a little bit more. And remember that 110 is not an autoloader.
Big reset here from Boggentuff as he smashes into Akiyama. That is going to give them crucial time. They could use it to turn around.
Von Zoid in that 110 though. 70. Oh, a miss from Akiyama. You do not want to miss in a T69 at all. You don't want to miss in any take, but especially one that takes over 24 seconds to reload. Ipayo gets a shot on Boggentuff. They're going to continue on the capture point here. Still left alive. Akiyama, Bao Bao, Pyro, and Para 1.
It could be a lucky roll. He can kill him in one shot.
Boggentuff, only one left alive, and he goes down. Victory goes to Turtle Police as they shut down Bear Huggers 3-0. Congratulations to Turtle Police. They now have a victory under their belt for season play. As we saw, again, spreading out that top flank was, why do they do it? Why do they do it? Well, in my mind, I think it was to lock down the different flanks that could happen and to put pressure on the cap point. And Bear Huggers had moved out of that one position they have on the western side, and that's what made it a different struggle.
You know what I just realized? That T1 on the top of the hill was actually looking down the, what is the D line?
Yeah.
And
he can
that's
spot down
why.
that. Yes.
That's why I brought up. It was on the
makes a lot of
castle.
sense.
They knew the fire
And
came from
with
there.
that spotting,
Right. Thank you, Clutch.
There's stuff out there.
You know, sometimes you're amazing. And the other times, you're even more amazing.
Thank
this
you,
is the
sir.
time you're even more amazing, Clutch.
Thank you. All right. So, at the current standing right now, Turtle Police has won one match, so they are 1-2. Bear Huggers is now 0-3, and right now at the bottom of the league play. But every game counts in league play, and yes, it is going to be the end of week 1, but it's not over yet for Bear Huggers.
But keep in mind, they do have 4 matches left. The best they can do is 4-3. It's still going to be very difficult, of course. 4 other very difficult opponents. You know, it's going to be hard for them to break out and be top 8.
That's right. That's right.